Please be seated. Good evening and welcome. I am Geraldine Jones, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of California University. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you here for this new student convocation. At this time, I would like to introduce members of the platform party, and I ask that each individual stand as their name is called and remain standing until everyone has been introduced. And I ask you, the audience, to hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Dr. Kevin Corey, Dean of the College of Education and Human Services. Dr. Mohammed Yamba, Interim Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. Leonard Kaleli, Dean of the Eberly College of Science and Technology. Dr. William Edmonds, Dean of Admissions. Dr. Nancy Pernardi, Acting Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. Ron Hewitt, Vice President for University Development and Alumni Relations. Dr. Charles Mance, Vice President for University Technology Services. Mr. Craig Butzine, Vice President for Marketing and University Relations. Mrs. Fawn Petrosky, Assistant Vice President for Administration and Finance and University Comptroller. Dr. Melvin Sally, today's Faculty Marshal, Professor in the Department of Academic Development Services. Mr. Walter Harris III, President, Student Government, Student Member, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and member of the SAI Board of Directors. Mr. Ryan Jericho, 2009 alumnus and coordinator of student and young alumni programs. Ms. Autumn Harris, student member of the Council of Trustees. Mr. Larry Magi, 1979 alumnus, vice chair, Council of Trustees, member of the Alumni Association. The Foundation for California University of Pennsylvania Board of Directors and Washington County Commissioner. Mr. Robert Irie, chair, Council of Trustees. Mr. Marshall D. Carper, 2009 alumnus, distinguished young alumni guest speaker. Dr. Angelo Armenti Jr., President, California University of Pennsylvania. We also have the following distinguished alumni and students with us today to help us welcome our new students to the university family. Mrs. Colleen Arnowitz, class of 1975 and 1997, member, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and her husband, Steve. Mr. Nate Dixon, member of the Foundation for California University of Pennsylvania Board of Directors and a CalU for Life orientation leader. Mrs. Barbara Fetzko, class of 1975 and 1983, member, Alumni Association Board of Directors. Mr. William Flynn, class of 1968, member of the Foundation Board for California University Board of Directors, and wife, Kathy. Dr. Annette Kalida, class of 1955, Emerita faculty member, member of the Foundation for the California University Pennsylvania Board of Directors. Ms. Bonnie Keener, member, Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education Board of Governors, member, SAI Board of Directors, and a CalU for Life orientation leader. Mrs. Amy Lombard, class of 2001, Executive Director for Alumni Relations and the Annual Fund. Josh Giffen, student member, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and a CalU for Life orientation leader. Mr. Corey Stoner, student member, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and a CalU for Life orientation leader. Mrs. Lynn Stout, class of 1994, member, Alumni Association Board of Directors. Mr. Stephen Stout, class of 1985, member of the Foundation for the California University Pennsylvania Board of Directors. At this time, President Armenti will say a few words of welcome. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome. For you students who have recently begun your educational journey with us here at Cal U, I hope you will take a few minutes to reflect on what you have experienced so far. In particular, as you do that, I hope you will see your experience as a memorable beginning to your life as a student at California University of Pennsylvania. When I return to this podium in a few minutes, I will be speaking about legacy, the university's legacy, and more importantly, your legacy. I will also be speaking about the importance of Cal U for life, as well as some of the things that make Cal U not only special, but truly unique among American colleges and universities. The purpose of this new student convocation is to welcome you to the wonderful opportunities that await you and the exciting new traditions that you will soon become a part of. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Autumn Harris. I am a student at California University, and I serve on its Council of Trustees. I want to welcome you and to wish you success, both now and into the future. As you've heard over the past few days, you will find that a very special part of your experience at Cal U is that we are governed by our core values of integrity, civility, and responsibility. You will, in our gathering today, learn more about the university. You will see and hear some of the traditions that are a part of higher education and the university experience. You will also hear of legacy and the role you will play in the legacy of this university. This is our opportunity today to congratulate you on your accomplishments and to assure you of the ongoing support of the university, its trustees, administration, faculty, and staff. With my welcome to you, I implore you to recognize the potential within you. Please reflect on the importance of the years you will now spend to realize that potential. May your success be a reward for your hard work and dedication. And as you reflect on the past 4 days, please remember that Cal U for Life is not just a slogan here. We take seriously your commitment to Cal U, as well as our commitment to you. We want you to know that what you'll be working toward is a lifelong relationship with your university, and we are here to help you do that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marshall Carper, and I graduated from Cal U in 2009. I write books. My first book was called The Cauliflower Chronicles. Cauliflower refers to cauliflower ear, which fighters and wrestlers often get from training and competing in their sport so often. Cauliflower Chronicles is about me living in Hilo and training mixed martial arts with BJ Penn, UFC champion. Anybody familiar with BJ Penn out there? Yeah, nice. I'm at home here. I really thought I'd feel that way. For those of you that aren't familiar with BJ Penn, he's a UFC champion or cage fighting champion. In the mixed martial arts world, BJ's a pretty big deal. The Cauliflower Chronicles came out last December, and since then I've written 3 other books, all of which were co-authored with professional fighters, BJ being one of them. I'm here talking to you today because I was able to write that first book because of Cal U, and I wrote most of it while I was a student here. A publisher picked it up not long after I graduated. I wrote the last 3 books over the last 3 months. In a lot of ways, I'm an example of what Cal U can help you to accomplish. I was asked to reflect on my time here and offer you advice on your futures as students. After thinking about it for some time, I realized that college is ultimately a battle of opportunity and regret. Let me explain. Opportunity comes in 2 different flavors. Sometimes you have the opportunity to make the most of a moment, sucking the marrow out of life and out of the present, and sometimes you have the opportunity to invest in your future, building up rewards that you'll take advantage of later. Regret, on the other hand, is defined as remorse for missed opportunities. And that's not a Webster definition for regret, by the way. That's a Marshall Carper definition. Opportunities of the moment are things like meeting new people, riding your first roller coaster, or driving all day and all night to see a concert. Opportunities to invest in your future are things like choosing to go to college, saving money, or taking a summer internship. I stand before you today without regret because I succeeded, entirely by accident if I can be honest, in balancing the 2 different types of opportunity. When I was at my freshman orientation, and saying that makes me feel pretty old, Dr. Shute, who was the director of the honors program at the time, tracked me down and he pulled me aside. He invited me to join the honors program. He said, "Your grades are terrible, but your SAT scores are pretty good. To me, that says that you were never challenged. I challenge you to join the honors program. If you waste my time, though, and make me look like a dumb SOB, you will regret it." And for those of you that know Dr. Shute, that's definitely right up his alley there. After less than a year of tempering my writing skills and my work ethic under Dr. Shute, I landed my first freelance writing contract. I wrote character dialogue for a Nintendo DS game called The Black Sigil. I was 19. I met Professor Alan Natali not long after I met Dr. Shute, and Alan pushed me even harder. I spent countless hours in Professor Natali's office working and reworking drafts of articles and book chapters. He taught me how to be a professional, and he taught me how to be a better person. Because of him, I landed my first cover story, and I rode that momentum into my book deal. One day, I thanked him profusely for dedicating so much of his time and his energy to helping me. We were in his office. He was wearing a sport coat and a sweater vest. It's typical Alan Natali fashion there. He leaned back in his chair and unwrapped a breath mint. At some point in his life, he replaced his smoking addiction with a breath mint addiction, so he's always popping breath mints. If you ever take Alan Natali for a course, you'll see that. Alan said to me, "Don't thank me. Someone did for me what I am doing for you. Someday you will do the same for someone else. That's how it works." Alan was referring to his mentor, the late Professor Forsyth. Forsyth taught here, Alan taught here, and in some ways, my short time standing in front of you today is a continuation of that tradition. Maybe someday I'll even get to teach here. And I brought some extra resumes if you want me to leave one for you. Dr. Shute and Alan Natali both gave me opportunities to invest in my future. And you should seek out those opportunities while you are a student here. Opportunities to invest in your future abound at Cal U. Don't waste them. That is not to say, however, that you should ignore opportunities of the moment. To make the most of your time at Cal, you need to simultaneously prepare for your future and relish the moment. Make friends, have adventures. I met two of my best friends, Jared and Brian, while I was a student here. I can't talk about most of our adventures together, but together with some other students, we founded the Martial Arts Club. That's one of the things we can talk about. I'll be at Loggerheads after if you guys want to get me a drink. I'll tell you all the stories. I played kickball in Building A. I stayed up all night playing Halo and Mario Kart with my roommates. I learned that I hate flip cup. I went sled riding off the summit of a mountain. I went spearfishing. I had fun, and I had a lot of it. I capitalized on opportunities of the moment just as much as I capitalized on opportunities to invest in the future. Balance. If you spend too much time living for the future, you will miss the moment. If you spend too much time living for the moment, you will miss out on your future. If you strive to balance your opportunities, you will not regret anything about your time here. You'll have a good time now and a good time later. You've probably heard it said that college is the best time of your life. That's bull. College should not be the best time of your life. If you do it right, college should be the best time of your life up until this point, with each year of your life becoming progressively more and more awesome. You should be able to look back fondly on your time as a student, but you shouldn't regret that the fun is over or that you didn't do enough to build your future while you were here. Balance your opportunities, and you can continue to enjoy life long after you graduate. Who knows? Maybe you'll do something cooler than writing a book and get to stand where I'm standing now. What happens next is up to you, though. Whatever you do, don't regret it. Thank you.
Good evening. Throughout the past 4 days, you have had the chance that those who came before you did not. You have been given the opportunity to learn more about your institution, how it operates, where we have come from, and where we are going. I hope you were able to take a significant amount of this information and the experiences from these sessions that we have offered you. As you continue your journey as a student at this university, I encourage each of you to continue to increase your awareness, always show your appreciation, and to express your gratitude by giving your time, talent, and treasure. There will always be chances for you to build your character here on our campus. One such chance is the new Leader for Life program, and I encourage you to do so every time you are presented the opportunity. Cal U for Life is not a program, but a promise. As stated all weekend, we want to forge a lifelong relationship with you. This relationship started this weekend. It will continue for the rest of your time here, and even after you graduate. As you go through your college career here at Cal U, please remember what you have learned this weekend. And I can promise you, with a bit of hard work, you will be successful. We have started by welcoming you and thanking you for being here. We will continue to support you over the next 4 years and after you graduate. I promise you, you will indeed become Cal U for life. Good luck, and thank you. The choir, under the direction of Dr. Hugo Ikach, will now perform a musical selection. Dr. Ikach?
Sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And do unto others as you have done to you. Be courageous and be in my heart you'll always stay. Forever
May your fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong.
Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond.
Hello, my name is Walter Harris III. I'm president of your student government. I'm honored today to represent the student body and welcome you to the university. The Student Senate is your representative body and is entrusted with carrying all views and interests of the student body to the administration. I ask that you make every attempt to be involved in this important group. Cal U for Life begins when you take an active interest in this great, great university. Get involved and stay involved for life. It is now my privilege to introduce our president. Dr. Angelo Armenti has served as president of California University of Pennsylvania since 1992. He is responsible for all university functions and carrying out the Cal U mission as mandated by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education and the University Council of Trustees. I present to you Dr. Angelo Armenti, Jr. Dr. Armenti, I present to you the newest member of the Cal U family.
Thank you very much. That's you. That is all of you. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Good evening once again. Earlier, I referred to the exciting journey you are about to undertake as students at California University. Let me assure you that you will not be alone on this educational journey. Your families will travel beside you, ready to offer encouragement and support, as well as unwavering belief in your abilities. Appropriately, they will also share in the pride of your accomplishments as you work to achieve your dreams. Whether your ultimate goal in coming here is a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, a special certification, or just continuing your education, we here at Cal U are committed to helping you achieve your life's ambitions. By the way, in case you wondered why we dressed in these peculiar graduation outfits, for most of you, graduation is the end that you seek and the reason you are here today. We appear in our graduation clothes so that you will keep your ultimate destination in mind as you begin your journey with us today. For the next time you see us in these caps and gowns will most likely be at your graduation. Earlier, I also referred to the idea of legacy, both the university's legacy and, more importantly, your legacy. To understand legacy, however, requires some background. Let me explain. If you were to study all the literature of the world and focus on what it is that all great leaders have in common, you might be surprised to learn that a compelling pattern exists in the data. Namely, all great leaders in history have had a small number of distinctive traits in common. Such a study was done about 25 years ago as part of a doctoral dissertation on leadership at Brigham Young University. The research was conducted by a young man with a Harvard MBA by the name of Stephen Covey, and the traits that he found to be common to all the successful leaders in history he called the 7 habits of highly effective people. He didn't invent the 7 habits. He simply discovered them as patterns in the written accounts of the lives of successful leaders throughout history. Now, as you may know, Cal U is the only university in America that offers 7 habits training to every student, faculty, and staff member free of charge. As you also know, Cal U was just named the world's first Franklin Covey Leadership University. That means that each of you will now have the opportunity to become the first students at Cal U, which is to say, the first students in the world, to be offered the Cal U Leader for Life program. If you ask, why do we do that? The answer is, we do that to give our students a competitive advantage in the job market after graduation. It's that simple. We give our students something that no other university in America or the world offers. Companies throughout the world value employees who have received 7 habits training. And for that reason alone, I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity during your time with us. Be sure to get your Covey training for 7 habits and to fulfill the other requirements of the Cal U Leader for Life program. Also, be sure to earn your Leader for Life certificate and Leader for Life graduation honor cord. Stephen Covey's first major insight is this: every person has 4 dimensions: a physical dimension, a mental dimension, a social, emotional dimension, and a spiritual dimension. A good way to remember your 4 dimensions is this: physical means to live, mental means to learn, social, emotional means to love, and spiritual means to leave a legacy. I want to focus on that last dimension. In order to be spiritually healthy, we need to be committed to and working on our legacy. Now, that last one may come as a surprise, since most people equate spirituality exclusively with religion. And although both can and do come together in certain people, they are not the same thing. One can be spiritual without being religious, and religious without being spiritual. The key point is this, however: the spirit of a person lives on after them, even without a religious context, and that spirit is their legacy. For example, the spirit of Adolf Hitler lives on in every person who is filled with racial or ethnic hatred and who acts on that hatred. The spirit of Adolf Hitler is also quite clearly his legacy. That is how he is and will always be remembered. The spirit of Abraham Lincoln, on the other hand, also lives on in every person who believes that all men and women are created equal. And the spirit of Lincoln is clearly his legacy as well. It is how we remember him. As a final example, the spirit and legacy of Mother Teresa live on in every nurse, every social worker, every caregiver who devotes his or her life to helping others. As you begin your educational journey at Cal U, I challenge you to think about what your legacy as a person will be and how Cal U for Life can play a part in that legacy. As with all living things, the university's legacy is still being written day by day. If the university ceased to exist tomorrow, its legacy would still exist and would be found in the detailed history of those 159 years since 1852, and especially in the contributions of all of our alumni over those years. And what would the legacy of the first 159 years be? Clearly, it would be to have served as a beacon of hope, a place of opportunity, a source of higher learning for thousands of people from this region and beyond. Covey poses the following challenge regarding our personal legacy, which is to say our spiritual dimension. Imagine yourself, he says, on the day your coffin is lowered into the ground and your family and friends are gathered around. And imagine that you are a little bird watching from a nearby tree. What would you have them say of you? That you went along to get along, or that you stood up for what you believed in? That little exercise, although a little morbid, instantly helps us clarify what is important in life and what is not. It is in that exercise that we glimpse the essence of the legacy that we seek. As Stephen Covey has put it so well, no one on his deathbed wishes he had spent more time at the office. Of course, one thing is certain: the spirit of each one of us will live on after our time on this planet called Earth, and we will all leave a legacy, whether we plan for one or not. As part of your legacy here at Cal U, all of you were given pledge cards, where one side had the university's promise to you, which we will feature at the candlelighting ceremony, and the other side of the card had your promise and pledge to the university. When you signed your name to that card, you pledged, quote, to take full advantage of all the opportunities that California University of Pennsylvania has to offer to build both my character and my career, to become a leader for life through the Cal U's Leader for Life program, to give my best as a student, to uphold the core values of integrity, civility, and responsibility, to support the university's Bill of Rights and Responsibilities, to be a positive member of this university and my community, and to forge a lifelong relationship with Cal U. In the days and weeks and years to come, I hope you will think back on those words and do all that you can to fulfill that promise. At this time, I would like to sincerely thank the orientation leaders who have worked so very hard to make these past 4 days a special time for you. These are very special students, yes. Orientation leaders, please stand up, all of you. Thank you. I can tell you students are very excited about your orientation leaders. A little later in this program, we'll be giving out 6 scholarships, and you should know that your orientation leaders donated personally to that pot of money. Let's hear it for your orientation leaders. They get it. Cal U's single greatest need is privately funded scholarships, because our students struggle so hard to be able to pay their tuition as we continue to be privatized. Obtaining private scholarships will help ensure that Cal U will continue to thrive in spite of this new reality of being privatized without a plan. We know how very much our students need scholarship assistance. As it is, many students are maxed out on loans and sometimes have 2 or 3 jobs so that they can pay for their college tuition. To those of us who deal with students on a daily basis, that is a very sobering thought, sometimes heartbreaking, and that's why student scholarships are our #1 priority. At this time, I want to share with you a very special video featuring our students, a couple of our students speaking eloquently about the critical importance which their scholarships have meant in their lives, as well as a scholarship donor who talks about why he established a scholarship here at Cal U. Video, please.
I am one of 6 children. My older sisters are Anna and Emily. I have a younger brother, Ben, and 2 younger twin sisters, Maria and Vanessa. And the 3 oldest, Anna, Emily, and I, all go to Cal U. And my parents went to Cal U as well.
It only cost $900 when we went to school. I actually paid for my schools I went through with my summer jobs. It was enough.
We live at home because it's cheaper. We don't have to pay for housing, even though the housing is beautiful.
I would have liked to live in the residence halls and had that experience that you're supposed to have when you're in college, but it wasn't financially responsible of me to do that when I live close to campus and I can commute.
We have our scholarship money and we have the loans that we need to take out in order to complete the tuition money and work-study jobs, and we're on our own.
A month after I graduated high school, I started a work-study position at the financial aid office, and I've had a work-study ever since.
So we have a very difficult time ahead of us if this budget is passed.
And college is expensive. You have the tuition and you have the different fees that go on top of it.
The debt is constantly on my mind. I don't have an official monthly payment yet. I do have over $20,000, so I could buy a car, I could have a down payment on a house, I could buy a lot of things with over $20,000 that I'm going to be paying back for my education.
In fact, that was something that we had discussed with them as part of going to Cal. If they can get scholarships, it would allow for so much more for us to do for all of the kids, as opposed to, you know, just several of them or a couple of them.
The best thing that the scholarship money has done for me is the books.
To be able to focus solely on my studies and be able to afford my books and the fees, it's such a relief.
I'm hugely grateful to them and the opportunity that they gave me when I was awarded a scholarship. It definitely helped.
That might not be a lot to you, but to someone else who really wants to go to college but who really can't afford it, that money means a lot.
And to not have to worry about paying back the thousands and thousands of dollars of student loans, it's a blessing.
Thank you. I don't think there's a better word in the language than thank you. We're so appreciative of what they have done to help our children. And it's personal for us. They are our kids, and for someone to want to help them just means the world to us.
I attended West Virginia University for 3 semesters, and money was tight. I had 3 brothers, and 3 of us were in college at the same time. My spring break was not a week on the beach. It was working construction in the coal fields with my father. Dropped out of school to work, and after spending 18 months working in 500-foot mine shafts and walking steel beams 300 feet in the air on sub-zero days, I had a life-changing experience. I decided it was time to go back to college, and I enrolled in California in 1963. I was fortunate when I enrolled here because at that time the faculty and members of the community had a quarterback club, and they provided financing for over 20 student athletes each semester, and I was very fortunate to have received one of those scholarships during my tenure here. There's no doubt that in my mind, I know that I would not have completed and been able to graduate in 1966 when I did if it would not have been for the financial aid that I received. My wife and I have 2 scholarships here. We have the Lippincott Family Football Scholarship and we have the Brownsville High School scholarships. Money is scarce, and I really show a lot of gratitude to the parents who are doing everything they can to make sure that their children get a college education. And so I want to be a part of that. And I want to continue to give to Cal U to help these young students. George Burns often said, when you stop giving and supporting others, it's time to turn out the lights. I have no plans on turning out the lights. I want to continue giving to Cal U as long as I can.
Okay. The raffle barrel is here. Okay. All right, as you know, we're going to be awarding scholarships, and those scholarships are taken in part from the $1 donations that each of you made. Here are the words found on the envelope in which you placed your $1 bill, or your 3/4, 2 dimes, and a nickel, however you did it. Quote, with awareness of CalU's 159-year tradition and history as a beacon of opportunity in this region and beyond, with appreciation for all that has been given to me by my family, loved ones, teachers, and others, and in recognition of my responsibility to pay it forward to those from my community who will follow in my footsteps, I hereby make this symbolic $1 donation to the CalU for Life Scholarship Fund. As a result of my giving, together with that of others in the CalU community, 6 $500 scholarships will be awarded to incoming CalU students who are sitting in this room this evening. Actually, your pledge said CalU students in this convocation, but it means the same thing. Okay, these scholarships are available through the donations that each of you made and from the generosity of your orientation leaders, as I mentioned earlier, as well as some other donors. So, at this time, we will award the scholarships. The fund now begins. I will ask Marshall Carper. By the way, Marshall Carper talked about a couple of his professors. I know them well, including Ron Forsyth, who passed away a couple of years ago. Did you see how he explained that? Professor Natali benefited from Professor Forsyth. Marshall benefited from Professor Natali. He's not going to pay Natali back. He's going to help students like you. It's called paying it forward. And we didn't even talk before the event. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. Now, Marshall, you're to pull the names. Have you already done that?
No, sir.
Well, you better get to it. Now, look. When these are awarded, we're going to call out the name. We're going to have the student name come up here. We're not going to give you 500 crinkled dollars, okay? I'm going to give you a little certificate. This is good as cash. You take this to the bursar's office, and they credit your account with 500 bucks. The dollars have to be taken to the bank and ironed, straightened out, okay? But we're good for it. Okay. And you must be present to win. So if we call a name and that person doesn't come up, we're going to go back to the bin and pull another one. Okay, the first 6 names. Albert Piper Jr. Albert, where are you? Where is he? How are you?
Good.
He was walking up before I called his name. How did you know?
I just know.
You knew? All right. Come up to the microphone. How important is this scholarship to you?
It's going to pay for most of my books, actually. So I'll have to have my dad give me money.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Be seated now?
Yes. That's good news for his dad. I don't know if you heard what he said. It'll help pay for his books. Otherwise, he's going to have to get it from his dad. Okay, the next winner, Tremaine Thomas, T-R-A-M-A-Y-N-E, Tremaine Thomas. Where are you? Speak.
All right, well, I'd like to thank 500 of you for giving me $1. Thanks.
All right. Does this help?
Oh, definitely.
Tell him.
It's a great help. Now I don't have to pay for any of my books. Great.
All right. Congratulations. There you go. That's as good as cash. Okay. Katrina Andreo, A-N-D-R-E-Y-O. Katrina. Hello, hello, Katrina. How important is the scholarship to you?
It is very important. My mom is going to be ecstatic when she hears. So.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You take that. That gets you the credit. All right. David Roth. Where is David Roth? Hi, David. Congratulations. What do you think?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Emily Beitzel, B-E-I-T-Z-E-L. Emily. Where's Emily? Congratulations. How important is this scholarship?
Thank you. It's going to pay for my books. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Jacob Longwell. Jacob. How important is this scholarship?
This is very important to me. It's going to pay for all my books and something else.
Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. So now you see how it works. The university actually does not need your private donations. It's students who need them. The university collects them, packages them, and gives them to students just like all of you. And thank you for that. Thank you for your generosity today. You can see for yourself how your classmates benefited by your willingness to share $1, which on its own is not much, but with the power of many, all giving $1, the lives of 6 of your classmates will be helped as a result. I hope yours will be as well, and think upon the significance of what happened here. I'm now looking for a signal. I'm looking for a signal. Where is my signal? You know what that means? That means that we don't have to deal with rain. That means the candle lighting will take place outside as opposed to the electric candles inside. So, Mr. Harris. Okay.
At this time, Dr. Hugo Icatch and members from the choir will lead us through the alma mater. Following the alma mater, please remain standing for the recessional. After the recessional, you can follow your orientation leaders to the quad for the candle lighting ceremony. Thank you.